guys, welcome to the stream. Today is season 3 day, guys. We are almost there, and we'll be doing in-depth analysis of the passion notes. It's very early here in Pakistan. It is like 5:27 a.m. Right. Okay, let's see. Maybe like let's go to the lounge and see how many people are there. We're just gonna burn some time, right, until we get our hands on the passion notes, and hopefully you know we should be able to get the patch notes in like 3 minutes, right? I moved to the wrong lounge. I need to go to Middle East one. Hey Watermelon, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Let me make the announcement in the Discord server real quick. Okay. The moment we get kicked out from the lounge, we should be able to get access to the patch notes, right? Do not start the stream. You can see like a lot of players are online. If you go back and watch one of my previous streams, you will see like no one in this lounge, literally no one, right? And now you can see they're like, the lounge is full. Players are back. Players are back. They're waiting. Okay, he's asking like patch notes when in 3 minutes, brother. Okay, you have lost connection to the stream servers, guys. Return to main menu. Okay. Let's see. Is taken in maintenance mode already? It should be, right? It should be. It says connecting to the server. Yes, maintenance, guys. Undergoing maintenance. You cannot open taken, yes, because it is going under. It just went under maintenance a few seconds ago. Okay, you should not be able to open taken again. Now we don't close taken and open the browser. Let me see if we have the patch notes with. Okay, guys, they're dropping some notes. Your game won't work. Then it can happen. It can happen. Let me just. Okay, here we go. So here you can see patch 3.0, guys. We are here. Patch notes review. Okay, let's get started. Come on. A lot of guys, a lot of players are actually trying to access this site right now. Okay, update data version 3.0. Okay, guys, we got big notes. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at the changes, guys. Look at the changes. Okay, it's fun, right? Okay, let's get started. Okay, I hope it is readable. So about battle system adjustment policy, I'm not gonna go through this battle policy because we have read this thing, right? I'm just gonna move to the main thing, battle system behavior and counter it. Okay. So now first change is counter it. Guys, number one change, counter it. When counter it causes the opponent behavior to change, the side counter it behavior has been adjusted to match the front counter it behavior. Okay, guys. So what they are saying is, let's say this is you, this is your opponent, right? If you strike your opponent from the front side, right, you get the counter it. But if you're behind your opponent, or if you are You can say, at the left side or at the right side of your opponent, you strike your opponent with the counter hit, you don't get the stun. But now you are going to get the counter hit launcher. So this is the big buff to counter hit characters, right? Or you can say the fix in a way. Power up state, second change, right? First change was a fix, I would say. Second thing, install. For the following characters who can stoke a power up state or install, the power up state will now be removed when the hit ends, right? Affected characters: Asuka, Brian Claudio, Jack, Leo, Zafina, and Fakuma. So these characters will lose the install when heat is over. So you won't have the install after it is over. Next thing, heat dash. Removed the unique knockback scaling that was applied on it. Wait a minute. Removed the unique knockback scaling applied on it. Previously, only heat dash allowed for longer than normal air combos, but moving forward, the behavior will be similar to air combo from the outside. Okay, this is the grounded damage scaling from 60% to 70%. So what they're saying is, after the heat dash, you were able to do extremely long combos, right? That thing is gone. You won't be able to go through those long combos again. You won't be able to do that anymore, right? So look, it says remove the unique knockback scaling that was applied on it, right? And they're giving example here. Previously, only heat dash allowed for longer than normal aerial combos, right? But moving forward, the behavior will be similar to air combos performed outside of heat dash. So combos with heat dash and without heat dash are going to be same, right? Now next thing, adjusted the grounded hit damage scaling from 60% to 70. So so in situations where you do heat dash, right, and you don't get the combo, right, where you get the follow-up, in those scenarios you're gonna deal more damage. you know for example, Brian's down back 1+2, or Claudio's 3-2, right, 14 from punish into hit tag. Rejard changed so that if the opponent's attack hits during the frame first to 7, it will counter as a counter hit. Oh my god, so good, guys, such a good change, I love this change. I love this change. I love this. Finally, your opponent cannot mash rage arts and don't give you any counter hit, right? Rage arts will give you counter hits, right? If they get interrupted. So if you interrupt the rage art, you are going to cash in the counter hit. Very good change. Big W. Love this change. Knockback, that is recovers backwards automatically dragon into normal hit. Okay. To reduce the situation where it would fail to wall splat, increased the number of frames that trigger wall splat by 2 frames. Okay, so like there are moves where you, so for example, like Dragon was running 2, right? They gave the example. Another example is Shaheen's down back 2-1, moves like that, where or you can say Hiachi's 1+2, right? So moves like that, where your opponent rolls backwards, right, very quickly. So those moves, they have very little wall splat range. So now they have added 2 frames to trigger a wall splat. So so it is easier, right, and more reliable to wall splat using these type of moves. This is going to be, it matters, right? You cannot say it is a minor change, that does not matter. Everything here is big and good change, right? You will feel the difference every single change so far. Sliding knockback, Jane's 444. Okay, so this is the sliding knockback. To reduce situations where it would fail to wall splat in reasonable frames that trigger wall splat by 1 frame. So like they're trying to make the wall splats more consistent on moves where you don't knock your opponent down super far away, right? In the airborne state. So Jane's 444, Dragnev's running 2, Shaheen's down back 2-1, right? These are the moves where your opponent instantly fell on the ground. And sometimes, indeed, on the side splats, you would not get the wall splat. But now it is going to be easier for you to get the wall splat. Okay, common change, another common change. Heating gauges, that wall splat, thanks back 1+2, Asuka's down back 1, etc. To reduce situations where it would fail to wall splat, increase the number of frames that trigger. Oh my god, this is so good. You guys might have noticed whenever you do heat engager near the wall, right? A heat engager that can wall splat, you would not get the wall splat, right? Compared to if you had gone for a normal wall splat, non-heat engager move. So now, these moves will trigger wall splat. It's going to be easier for you to trigger wall splats, on these moves, right? So effective, there are no changes to behavior when the following moves hit. So on these moves, there is not any change, right? These are the unaffected moves by this change. These are not the moves which got affected by this change. These are unaffected moves. So look, it says there are no changes to the behavior when the following moves hit. So these moves are going to retain the previous behavior. Everything else is going to get the change, right? And it includes Victor's forward, 4-1, right? And stuff like that. Claudius neutral 3-2. Okay. Next thing. Buffer inputs at the start of the round. Adjusted so that button inputs can now override movement inputs even if the movement command was buffered beforehand. Okay. So now the game mechanism at the start of the round. It is going to override the button inputs. I is going to prefer the button inputs more than the movement inputs, right? Button inputs, but they mean like the attack inputs: left kick, right kick, left punch, right punch, etc. It burst, guys. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, okay. Let's read it. I'm expecting big changes. Fixed an issue where in certain situations, following up an air hit with a heat dash would cause the opponent to remain airborne. Okay, allowing an unintended air gamma instead of entering the knockdown state as intended. It burst. There's saying like an issue where the positional relationship with the opponent becomes different than intended when used near the wall. So this is a bug, right? So let's say you do hit burst at the wall, right? You move behind your opponent, or you move, you can say by the side of your opponent. That thing is gone. But the first thing, well, let me read it again. I think it is referring to the situation where you launch your opponent, you do hit burst cancel, then you do your combo. After that, you do the hit dash and you can extend your combo. Leroy can do that, right? King could do that. Situations like that. So maybe it's that situation. Let me read it again and make sure. Fixed an issue where in certain situations, right? So these are some specific situations. This is not something that you will see every round, right? Very rarely this happens. Following up an air hit with a heat dash would cause the opponent to remain airborne. So I mean, like after using the heat burst, right, and the heat dash in the same combo, your opponent remains in the air. Right, so they're fixing that. Common up back to crew control room, putting a backward result in a backward work instead of a back jump. Excludes characters that have a unique action assigned to a back. Okay, so like so like let's say you're holding back, right? You're trying to back dash, or you're trying to side step. Accidentally, you press up back, right? Accidentally, you press up back, and you accidentally jump. So they're fixing that, right? Even if you make the miss input, you can say jump backwards, but you will keep moving back. So that this is the change, and it does not affect characters like Asuka characters, who can do backward flip, right? Or Victor who can do backward teleport, stuff like that. Okay, come on. Tornado. Fixed an issue where triggering tornado near a wall would result in unintended behavior. Okay, so this is like the issue fix. Low tornado. Okay. Fixed an issue where the hit whether back to the wall following the attacks would sometimes fail to connect only against Ragnar, Victor, or Falcon Ram. Okay, yeah, understandable. Understandable. Strong aerial tailspins. Fixed an issue where right side game could not be performed. So these are like issues they're fixing, right? Wake up low kick and wake up mid. Fixed an issue where inputting a move during a side roll, the character would sometimes attack in the opposite direction from the opponent. Okay, so another behavior fix. Okay, now moving to the next page. Alyssa, guys, now we are moving to the character changes. So these are the only system changes. Hello, Mike. Hey, welcome to the stream. So far, so like, what are the system changes? I'm just gonna, like, give a little summary. These are all of the system changes. So, installs are going to end after the heat ends, right? So characters with install won't retain the install. Mike, I just read through the first page, right? I'm just gonna give my opinion on this one, right? Before moving to Alyssa, because these are all of the system changes. That's it. Only one page and very little changes, I think. But changes are good, right? Heat dash. Heat dash combos are going to be normal combos. Heat dash combos are going to look like normal combos. It is very good for Victor, especially because Victor had like trash heat dash combos. And heat dash follow up, where you would not get the combo. So hard knockdown, heat dash follow up have higher scaling, so more damage, right? So 60 to 70%. If you interrupt the rage art, you get the counter. So this is the third change. So these three changes are good, right? If you interrupt the rage art, you get the counter. Heat dash combos are going to have similar length as normal combos, and heat dash hard knockdowns will give you more damage. Installs won't stay after the hit ends, right? And one more thing, if you land the count hit on an opponent from your side, right? So let's say Hank goes for a forward two, or Jin goes for a forward two, right? Or a character goes for a side step evasive move, and then you land a counter hit. Meanwhile, they're side stepping, right? You won't get the launch, but now you will get the launch even on side. You can say even on opponent on a side hit. So that's good. W changes, good changes, not enough but good ones. Yes, you can stop rewards by checking them, right? If you interrupt, you will get the counter hit. If you land the counter hit move. So let's say if you're playing Victor or Fang, right, or any character with 10 frame interrupt, right? 10 frame counter hit interrupt. So, and you do jab into, or maybe like +3 move, right? +3 move into the 10 frame counter. You're gonna get the counter if your opponent presses the rage. Okay, Alyssa, guys, you know what? I'm gonna read Victor first before I know anyone else. I'm just gonna read Victor first, right? Yeah, I'm gonna skip to Victor. Just one character first. Not many changes for Victor, but let's see. There are not a lot of changes here. Victor, up back to hold. Guys, look, this is not from stand. Yeah, Rayjards are less scrubby now. Exactly. Victor's up back to hold, and up back to, and then tap forward. By the way, guys, can I update my game now or no? Or do I need to exit the Steam, right, and maybe restart the Steam? Up back to into Perfumer. This is up back to into Perfumer. I'm just I'm like on my Steam app. Just give me 1 minute. I need to start the update. That's why I need to start the update. I think update is not available yet. Okay, never mind. Moving to Victor. 1+2. Increase the opponent's recovery time on hit by 2 frame. Okay, +4 on hit. Victor buff. Victor buff. The distance from the opponent on the hit has been reduced. Okay. So 1+2 on normal hit sucked, right? +2 with, like this much speed. Literally, your opponent would move to Narnia on normal hit, right? And you would not get any advantage if you landed this move on normal hit. So now it is +4, right? And one new move only. Wait, let me like read this thing. What the balance? Which is the character who excels at overwhelming opponents through the use of stances such as EI and Perfumer. In version 3 or season 3, adjustments were made primarily to expand his offensive options, including those connected to these stances. Okay, stance buffs, guys, along with the addition of new techniques. The framework several key moves was also reviewed and refined. Okay, up back 2 is a victor's first hold enable technique. When it hold, it becomes a mid attack. Okay, so when you charge it becomes mid. That allows victor to act before the opponent even if the move is blocked. So it is plus on block. Additionally, when the move makes contact in putting. Okay, so on contact, it goes to perfumer. So yeah, so it is like a pressure move, right? Enhancements to frames data of key moves. Up 1-1 during year 1 was strengthened. Up 1-1 buff. Guys, up 1-1 buff. Up 1-1 buff. Minus 30, right? Or maybe battery hit confirm, or maybe stance 1, because like stance 1, Victor stayed at minus 12 in stance, right? So it sucked. The single hit. So as a result, Victor's ability to maintain offensive pressure has been increased, making it easier for him to apply offense that leverages his improved frame rate advantage. Okay, okay. Okay, guys, no, we will go through other characters. Mike, for the Victor means it is not the time to be happy, right? It's the time to be. It's not the time to be happy for the Victor man, because other characters might get the same thing. And I'm laughing, right? Because I'm looking at the buffs. So let's see, right? And they did not include arrows here. You can see they did not include arrows. They just said balance. So we don't have any arrows. Players have to figure out themselves if it is buff or a nerf. Yeah, I'm worried at the same time. By reading this section for Victor, I'm worried. I'm not looking for buffs for every character. Okay, never mind. Let's move to 1+2. Buff, good buff, right? Victor's back 4 plus 14. GG's, guys, GG's. What is this? Like, I'm gonna get the heating gauge, right? If my opponent steps now, I'm getting heating gauge. Now I can do up 1-1 as well. Okay, whatever. Afford 1-1. Yeah, 1-1 down. The timing for the transition to S stance was made 1 frame faster, and the frame advantage and block was changed from -10 to -9. While the frame advantage on hit was changed from +3 to +4. So it is for the cancel only. I think this is not good. To be honest, this is no okay. This is for normal up 1-1, right? This is not the stance up 1-1. It is not the stance up. It is normal one. Look, okay. So the timing for transitioning into A stance was made 1 frame faster. Does not matter, I think. And the frame advantage on block was changed from -10 to -9. Unless they have added the fact that you can hold back and block in EI, this does not change anything. This does not change anything, right? If you cannot block in EI, because you need 10 frames to block. While the frame advantage on hit was changed from +3 to +4. Okay, let's move forward. EA stance. Decrease the figure time with 3 frames and change the frame rate block from -12 to -9. Okay, -12 to -9, and on hit from +1 to +4. So they are making the first hit, right, better. The first hit of up 1 and EI 1. The move where Victor hits you with the handle, the grip of the sword. Okay. During A stance, up 1-1 down, same change, right? Same change. So all of these 3 changes are same. This one, and this one. Okay, now EA4. Decrease the current 1 frame. Okay, EA4 is -12. Another buff? Maybe you can power from EA in more situations due to them having to react faster. Like 1 frame won't change anything, right? So let's say -9 here. I'm -9. Even if I do armor move, my armor move kicks in at 9 and 7, like 16 frames, right? My opponent can still launch me. I think this one is good. EA4 change is good because we cannot launch us anymore. -12. EA down 1. Bro, look at this. EA down 1 0. Teleport, yeah, teleport is going to be Better, here it won't work. We will test things. Look at this. EI down 1-0 on block. What is this? Guys, stream is not dead. I am just amazed. As a Victor main, I don't approve these buffs. As a Victor main, I have like, I cannot share my Victor card here on stream, but I have 80% win rate, 82% win rate on Victor, and a 70 maximum winning streak, right? As someone who have like played Victor, so for me, Victor is my most played character in Taken It. I don't approve these buffs, guys. Broken character, top tier, top one character. I have not seen it other characters, guys. You don't imagine what they're going to do to Brian. Okay, the opponent's recovery time and blocking has been increased by 2 frames, so it is 0. The distance between the player and the opponent on block was increased. On block, more pushback. Mike, look at this. The distance between the player and the opponent on block has been increased. On block, more pushback. Death Fist. Victor got a Death Fist 0 on block. Eating Edger. Nice. GG's. I don't approve these things. Yes. Back 3. The attack hitbox has been reduced to mitigate the unintended occurrences of hitting opponents or behind you. Okay, so the bug fixed, right? This move won't hit you if you're behind Victor anymore. While rising 1+2, the behavior of the opponent on down hit for the first hit has been changed. Okay, the behavior. No, this is not nerf, right? This is a fix. Look. So it says like the attack hitbox has been reduced to mitigate the unintended occurrences of hitting opponents who are behind you. So if someone is behind you, you won't hit with the back. It is not a nerf, to be honest, to the regular use of this. And the hitbox has been expanded downwards, alleviating instances of whiffing for certain moves. So this is going to hit AOP more reliably. While as 1+2, the hero the opponent on down hit for the first 2 hits have been changed. No, it will pick up. That is not made because unintended combos could occur against certain characters in the move opponent who was on the ground. So this is like a bug fix, right? To be honest, I have never used this type of combo where I would float with 1+2 when my opponent was literally lying on the ground, right? I used this move as a pickup when my opponent was in the air already. Okay, guys, it is concerning. When I read the Victor changes, it is concerning. Victor buffs, guys, Victor buffs. We got a new move, right, which is +1 perfumer transition. EA1 pressure is better, EA4 is better, EA down 1 is better, so EA got buffed hard. Right, EA4 being -12. Yeah, that's everything for Victor. That's everything. There are not many changes. There are not many changes. It won't take. Mike, you remember when we talked about season 2 changes? It took us like 10 hours because there were so many changes. But now, okay, balanced direction. Alyssa is a character who excels at offense, utilizing destructive form and has strong lateral movement. So in Sin 3, focused on expanding her routes into destructive form. Okay, so Lisa can go to chainsaws, in easier way, right? So more accessibility to chainsaw. Together with the addition of new moves, those adjustments are intended to make it easier to build offensive pressure centered around defensive form. So look, Victor looks more spammy, right? Victor looks more spammy and Lisa looks more spammy from this here, right here. Look at this. Together with the addition of new moves, these adjustments are intended to make it easier to build offensive pressure centered around destructive form. I'm not familiar with the SNAS name, so it is changed. I'm pretty sure, right? New up back 1 is a mid attack that can hit opponent or down while transitioning into destructive form. Okay, so EA1 down 1 into back 2 won't work because of the pushback, right? In the open. Okay, so this is the mid attack that can hit opponents or down while transitioning into destructive form. So a mid attack, if you're on the ground, it will hit you, and Elisa goes to destructive form. So it means at the wall you have to wake up versus Elisa. It has low risk on block and only to provide frame advantage that make it easier to apply Offense from the stance, it allows you to pressure the opponents wake up depending on. Yeah, opponents wake up. I knew it, right? This is going to be a pressure move at the work. New routes to destructive. So 1 plus 2. Okay, after Magic 4. After Lisa's Magic 4, she can go to Chainsaws, or after back to 4. Okay. Back to 4, she can go to. Okay, so there are like two more routes, right? Magic 4, this is the 13 frame punish, but Lisa can do 3, 4, 20 years. I don't know. A back one new move, Magic 4, goes to Chainsaws. Back 2, 4 goes to Chainsaws, right? So Lisa got 3 new moves. Victor got 1. Okay, whatever. Hit smash. This is it. Adjust it so that on whiff, the move can no longer transition into board dual water. Okay, guys, look at this. Look at this. This is good change. So when Elisa when Elisa whiffs the hit smash, she's not going to fly across the stage. Okay, good change. Good change. Very good change. This is actually a nerf. So Lisa players cannot whiff the hit smash anymore. Because after the hit smash, she you can say dashes forward, right? With her, you can say feet towards you. She strikes you like that, and then she, you can say, like flips something like that, and then she starts flying. So she won't go to that flying stance now after hit smash whiffs. Okay, good. 2-2, 12 frame punish. Less damage, 4 less damage. No, okay, this is the start of frames in the second, never mind. So second attack has, you can say, like faster startup, 2 frames faster startup. Forward 3 plus 4. I think this is to maybe make the combos more consistent, or stuff like that. Okay, forward 3 plus 4 is still the player interaction to mitigate the issues of swapping position with the opponent in certain, so this is like a fix, right? So you won't swap positions during boot and during dual boot. So boot is like normal fly, dual boot is flying with the chainsaws. So this is, so like Lisa flies in the air, and then, she goes for the slide. So this is the slide thing. Expanded the hard works, alleviating situations where certain attacks would whiff. So it is now easier to block punish and whiff punish the slide. So they are making the hard works bigger on this move. Alyssa during backup. Back on Fignashi, where it was not possible to perform a move, with the buffered input after the previous move had ended. Backup. This is not the flying stance, this is not the chain. So I think backup is where she sits down at the down back one stance. Okay, balance direction now. Armor King. Okay, so this is it for Lisa. What they did to Lisa, they gave her a new move, right? Which goes to the chainsaw, right? Her 13 frame punish, the homing attack. 13 frame homing attack goes to chainsaws, and her back 2-4 goes to chainsaws. This is going to help her build the wall pressure at the wall. So the spike combo stays for Alyssa, and spike combo I think stays for Kuma as well, for Bears, for all of those characters. There are many things they could have changed here. To me this feels like a normal patch. It does not feel like that big massive season 3 patch. They mentioned this, and this is what I was afraid of. It feels like, we'll be playing season 2 so far. I don't want to say anything too early, right? After, you can say, reading the patch notes for 2 characters, it feels like game is going to look almost the same, right, as season 2, because like they did not change anything about Elisa, right? They did not change anything about Victor. Both of those characters are same, right? With more stance pressure. So Lisa is like season 2 Lisa with more stance pressure. The only good thing, sorry, the only nerf was that now on 50 hit smash, she's not going to fly away from you. That's it, right? So Lisa is going to, you can say, have more chainsaws than season 2. Right. So Lisa is going, is it going to be more annoying to fight Lisa? Yes. It is going to be more annoying to fight Victor compared to season 2. Yes. Right. Okay. I'm gonna read more, guys. I'm gonna read more. I'm gonna read more, and hopefully, with like these little changes, I'm expecting like monthly changes. I'm expecting monthly buffs and nerfs. Armor King. Okay. Armor King is a character who excels at mixing strike throws with a neutral game focused of mid-range exchanges. So we have expanded his options primarily within air combos while also adjusting the damage of existing moves and revisiting several frequently used techniques. I did a knee move to okay down back 3+4 to children close range option by taking advantage of its crouching status property allows for easier adaptation to the opponent's actions during the close quarter count. Okay, so knee move. While maintaining the usability of the frequently used forward 3 to 1 adjustments have been made to incorporate forward 1+2, down 3+1, and bad jaguar 2 3. Okay, so it is going to be easier for you to use forward 1+2, bad jaguars now. So they're making like combos better for Armor King. Yeah, no spoilers, guys, no spoilers. Let me start the update. Let me start the update, guys. Does not look good so far. Does not look good. Do you know? Does it feel like overbuffing characters like season 2? It does not feel like that, right? When we jumped into season 2, I remember like many new moves, many changes, right? Everyone was looking so broken. I did not stream that, so you definitely don't know what I said that day. But here I'm saying, so far, this is looking like a worse, little bit worse version, little bit improved version. So overall, so with this, let's say they had to fix 100 things. I'm just giving you a reference. Let's say you have the assignment to fix 100 things in season 2. What you're doing is you're fixing 5 things, right? So instead of fixing 100 things, you have fixed 5 only, so 95% of the things stay the same. But then the 5% you have fixed, right? The other 5 things, you just make them worse. So you're technically standing at the same position. You took one step back and then one step forward again. So combos routes are being changed for every character. It seems they want more expression. Right, changes combos won't make difference, right? It is the neutral which needs to be looked at, right? Make the combos do less damage, right? Make the combos shorter, but mainly the neutral. Right? Okay, let's move to Armor King. Down with 3+4. New move. Let me see how much time. Okay, update is 87% complete, guys. Update is 87% complete already. Okay, but anyways, we're gonna read through the notes first. Down by 3+4. New move feels like a low move which goes to the crouch, right? So that Armor King can spam that while rising to 12 frame, uh, that 12 frame punch or whatever it is. More often down 3+4 1. The damage for the second has been decreased from 17 to 16, so okay, so less damage. Forward 3 to 1. Change the damage from 12, 13, 22 to 9, 12, 90. So 3 and 1 point cut down here. So 3, 4, 4, and 3, 7. So 7 less damage on this move. The behavior of the opponent on hit over count hit has been changed. Okay, so the last hit counted used to be a launcher and normally it used to be a knockdown. So it has changed. Increase the boss character's recovery time on block by 1 frame. Okay, so more recovery on block. It means you get more time to react, to punish the third hit. 4 1+2 armor. More damage. 1 more damage. Down 3+4 1. Wait, it is 3+4 1. Never mind. Down 3+4. The damage for the second it has been decreased from 12. This is decreased, right? Am I reading it correctly? The damage for the second hit has been decreased from 12 to 13. It is increased, guys. More damage, right? One more damage, whatever. We're not gonna look at the the typing mistakes. We're looking for the good changes. Bad Jaguar 2-3. This turns to 3. The forward movement of the second it has been increased to extend the reach of the attack. Second attack has more range, right? So I know what combo out they're moving towards. Right? I can think of okay, hit smash. Where when a move hit near the wall, certain attacks from the opponent would become granted. Okay. So hit smash on hit. Now you're going to recover fast. So you won't get any granted attack. Armor King before one adjusted the client action to mitigate the issue of swapping positions with the opponent in certain situations. Okay, so on swap situation after the wall combo. Downward two. Okay, so downward two is going to give you can say like a proper knockdown on counter. You won't get a sideways knockdown. The forward four adjusted the pushback interaction when absorbing an opponent's attack to reduce situations where the opponents move unintentionally. So if you do double forward four with arm making, the mid kick, uh, now armor king won't get out of the range of the armor moves, right? If your opponent, let's say you do a double forward four with armor king, your opponent presses the armor button, right? You won't get out of the range of the opponent's attack. Fire rising to okay, fit nature where true dark smash could sometimes fail to execute when landing a counter in specific circumstances. So like fire rising to is going to have a consistent counter hit property. You're going to like in simple words, you're going to launch every time now. Bad Jaguar throw. So fixed an issue where it was not possible to perform a move via buffered input on wave. Nothing different for Armor King, right? A few bug fixes. For Armor King, it was just the bug fixes, right? And a new low, one combo route, and just a couple of bug fixes. Doesn't it seem like we got enough changes? Guys, give me 2 minutes. I need to go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, can you hear me? Okay. Let me see if my mic is working. Yep, it is working. Okay. So, Anna, balanced attack. Anna is a character who excels at mix-ups using mid and low attack from the crouching as well as offense that takes advantage of the reach granted by her weapons. You see in version 3.0, we have added new moves to stabilize the post-air combo situations while also revising certain moves whose performance was overly strong, adjusting the balance between risk and reward. Okay, so moves. New moves. 1, 2. After the jab, she got something. So like Mike, uh, what is the good thing? What is the bad thing here? The bad thing is this is the same game, right? This is the same patch as previous one. Almost same. You can select little bit worse due to more offensive options, right? But the properties and most of the key moves are same, right? For example, if you look at Victor, right? Most of the things are same. Alyssa, most of the things are same, right? All of the chains are stuff, whatever counter it, normal moves, lows, frames, counter it's everything is same. For Armor King, double for neutral 2, side step 2, side step 4, back 1, double forward 2, down forward 3, yeah, everything is same, right? A little bit worse, but okay, let's look at it. 1 2 a 4 1 plus 2, 2 4 1 plus 2, and down forward 3 2 a 4 1. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, guys. Okay, hopefully you can hear me now. Okay, so guys, just give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. Sorry. Guys, I need to just do something real quick. You know, I need to wake up my dad. It's a phone call for my dad. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry about this. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so what I was saying like unit feels like the same, right? Same season two. That is good thing. Unit is bad thing and good thing at the same time. Maybe they were too afraid to move in a certain direction. Maybe I think after looking at this patch, I think they still have not decided which direction they are moving to, because this is the same thing, right? Last time we go to the balance patch was in, I think, like July, August, something like that, in 2025. So after 7 8 months, they're still confused on what to do. Maybe their work is, you can say, still, uh, you can say, like under progress, right? They are not there yet, so they did not release anything that they're working on. Sorry, they did not release everything. Okay, can you move down 1+2? This is a low attack. Guys, look at this. Low attack with crouching status. What? Taking advantage of the range provided by her weapon attacks, it has been added as a move that can apply pressure from mid-range. So this is a mid-range, long-range low attack which puts Anna into crouch for the low sweep. What is this? It provides a new option for mid-range engagement, serving as both poke and the starting point for offense. Guys, did Anna really need this move? What is this? Revision to existing move. We have received the performance of certain move that previously offered disproportionately high reward, including while crouching down for 2 is one of the main examples. Okay, let's see what they do. Down 1+2, new move. Jabs into a 1+2, 2 jab into a 4 1+2, down forward 3 2 into a 4 1+2. 2 jab. The behavior count hit has been aligned with that of normal hit. Okay, 2 jab count hit is gone. G clef is gone. Okay, one good thing. Okay, one good thing, Mike. Look, 2 jab counter is gone, right? One good thing. Down forward 1 to 4. Just as the opponent behavior the counter for the second hit to match that of normal hit. This is the opponent behavior and counter for the third hit to match that. Okay, Mike, this is good actually. Because now Anna's down forward 1 2 into stance pressure is like dead. Why? Because the third hit counter hit does not exist. She does not get the heating gauge. So you can interrupt her, you can say, without worrying about getting hit by the third hit and counter it, especially in the open after down forward 1 2. So she cannot spam down forward 1 2 again and again and again. This is a good thing. The 2 jab nerf is good. This nerf is massive. This is the massive nerf, right? On the third hit counter it. She cannot launch you anymore. She cannot launch you anymore. Sorry guys, the guy that gives, the milkman technical, right? He's calling me again and again and again, right? This is the phone call for my dad. I have, woke up my dad. My dad is going there, but the guy cannot wait for a few minutes for some reason. Okay, whatever. So like Anna could not launch you after down forward 1 to 4, third at counted, right? She could never launch you, but she would get plus 14. So that counted thing is gone. So down back 4, change the opponent's behavior, straight on hit from standing to crouching. The behavior counter has been aligned with that of, okay, down back 4 count hit is gone. Okay, my camera is blocking the details. I can do it like that, right? Now I'm reading this thing, this thing at the top, right? So I'm not gonna read from the top. So down back 4 count hit, you can see it is gone. Down back 4 count hit is gone. Down forward 1 to 4, third hit count hit is gone. Second hit count hit is gone. 2 jab count hit is gone. So 2 jab count hit is gone. Down, I was like reading from here to you can see block the spoilers, right? But I guess I have to read from the top. Okay, so 442. The behavior of the opponent on hit has been changed. Okay, so 442 does not knock down anymore. I think these are hard enough, super hard enough. I think like 442, does not knock down anymore, right? Well, let me actually see. Okay, my game got updated. I'm gonna open the game, right? And we'll switch between game and the notes, right? So let's test this. Let's test Anna, guys. We're gonna see what got changed. Anna. I open the game, so let's see. Okay, you should be able to see the game screen now. Okay, yeah, it is on. So 442, I'm gonna show you like why These nerfs are massive. Downfall 1 2, so her pressure is less obnoxious. So, like I'm looking at the Anna, right? And I don't know. I think like I need to give opinion after reading everything, right? Maybe it's too early to give opinion, right? Let's test everything. Well, let me look at my rank. Like my rank, it's still there, still the same rank. Okay, so we're gonna go to practice, and we're gonna see. Uh, Guys, can you hear the music? The new character select music. They're trying to make us feel good. I think they are. Uh, the thing is like I keep the game music and the game sound very low, but because if I hear loud noises, I don't like it. I don't like very loud noises. So okay, whatever, guys. We're here to check the balance patch to see how much they nerfed Anna. So we're gonna look at the first move, double hover two. Why is game feeling laggy? Why is game feeling so laggy? Maybe the new update, right? New update issues. Look, no free follow up, guys. No free follow up. It's still okay. Does not wall splat. Look, does not wall splat. No free follow up. No free follow up. Good. So no broken. Okay. The first change. Second change is look. This is gone. And look, this is gone. Look, and I am in standing state. I am not in crouching state anymore. You see? So me as the Anna opponent, I am in standing state, which means now I can answer with the armor, or you can say the defensive options, right? So for example, now I can answer like that, or like that, or like that. You see? So you can see like these changes actually matter, right? These changes actually matter. And let's say if Kazuya mashes here, tries to interrupt Anna, look, no counter it anymore. So after downfall 1 2, whenever she goes to stance, right, you can just interrupt her, you can just mash, right? So these are the changes, right? Oh, okay, let's look at more changes. Let's look at more. uh okay, so down back forward, double forward 2. Okay, crouching down forward 1. The mid attack, right? The mid attack. The opponent's recovery time minus 12. Okay, so guys, this move is minus 12 now. Look at it. This is minus 12. Instead of minus 10, this is minus 12. This is a high rocket minus 14. I think this is the combo ender. I think this is the combo ender. Look. You see? Like Brian's QC of 2-1. This is the combo ender. So they gave her the combo ender. And Anna did not need that because she already had good combos, right? She did not need that. Down 1 plus 2. Yeah, down 1 plus 2. Down 1 plus 2. Okay, this is the new low that she has. She got this new low. Hopefully this is minus 15. Minus 18. Okay. Guys, understandable. Understandable. I like these changes. I'm liking the changes for Anna, guys. Reactable and launch punishable. So this is like Jinx down 2, but minus 18. You see, no counter it. So this is Jinx down 2 frames slower, and launch punishable. No counter hit effect. So it is because Clive's down back 4, that thing is minus 18, right? Clive's hatchet, but it has counter hit launcher effect. Okay, okay. Guys, I take my words back for the Anna changes, right? Down on plus two. Okay, good one, good one. Balanced risk and reward, right? She goes to the crowd. What's the point of the move? They gave her the move so that you can easily get access to the crouch, right? To apply pressure. So this is, you can say, a noob way of playing Anna, because now she cannot go to the stance anymore, like this, she cannot do this anymore, right? She can do this, but it is significantly less effective because counter hit is gone, right, on the third hit. So many people are just gonna mash here, right? Many players are gonna just mash here, after down for 1-2. It is, it makes sense to mash. Yeah, you risk so much. This is how Taken is supposed to be played, right? I think like Anna already got many great lows, like down back four, she got down back four, she got hammer chance three, right? She got chaos judgment down three, so they could not give her a big low, right? So they gave her a low which is barely reactable, right? So if you're not paying attention, so let's say in a tournament setting, in clutch situations, you might not be able to block this, right? So a reactable, barely reactable low, good chunk, and gives access to the crouching. I think that's the idea, right? If they had made this move worse, it would be totally useless. Right? If they had made this move better, it would be like broken, right? No, good player won't react it every time. No. My good player won't react it every time. You will see pro players getting hit by, multiple times, by like slow moves. So even like pro player, you can hit pro players with these moves, right? But most of the time, no. So this is not, you can say. That is 24. It is not 25, 24. It is 24. Yeah, it is 24. Right. It is 24. Right? You can see like range is good. Right? It is not parryable. Yeah, she cannot mask the animation, but like in clutch situations, maybe like you can use this, right? Does not seem like a broken move. That's what we were looking for, right? Does not seem like a broken move, but they could maybe like make it, more useful. But Anna does not need it, right? Let's say they make this move 18 frames, then is, it's like Clive's down back four or Victor's down back four, but much better, right? If they make it, you can say, not reactable, right? If they make it faster, then Anna goes to crouch for free, so considering the reward, right? So the reward is like 20 damage plus 6, and then she goes to the crouch. Well, let's look at the other changes. Let's look at the other changes. Guys, I cannot scroll further down below. I'll read everything for you. Crouching down for to adjust the tracking and hit detection to make it easier to wait with lateral movement. Okay, so the move is more linear. The low sweep launcher, that is more. Hammer chance 1 increased the recovery time on waves. So this move waves recovers 5 frames slower now on wave. This move recovers much worse on wave, right? So let's say if you were a player who could punish this move on wave with a jab on reaction, right? Now you can punish this move with the down forward 2 launcher on reaction. So good enough, justified. During hit, a forward 3-1, a forward 3-2. Okay, fixed the issue, right? So the hit time measure. Double forward 3-3 corrected the timing at which crouching status begins. It was incorrectly starting at 1 frame and has now been changed at 25. Oh my god. So what they did is, yeah, this is still plus 6 on block. This is still a good move, right? Justified. If you want to get plus frame, you should commit to a risk. So here, here on the second hit, if Anna whiffed the first move, and if you tried to punish with the jab, Anna would just, start ducking on the first frame of the second hit. But now she is going to duck at the 25th frame of the second hit. So she's not going to instantly duck, right? And this is going to be good when your opponent gives the attack, because on block you cannot do anything, right? You have to just like block the second hit. On block it does not matter. So during Chaos Judgment, 3 plus 4 adjusted the collision interaction with the opponent, reduce the occurrence of ink for certain. Okay, so like Chaos Judgment armor move, they fixed that. QCF 1. Okay, and like QCF 1, this move, this move won't go, you can say, under the opponents while doing the combos. Okay. I'm happy for the Ana changes. I'm happy for the Ana changes. Good one. Asuka. Okay, this description, for Anna, it was not properly written, right? There was something else, right? Yeah, they could have nerfed, you can say, harder, right? Considering the thing is, like, if they have nerfed her harder, they would have nerfed other characters as well, because they're not nerfing everyone, right? Victor got buffed, not a single nerf. As Alyssa got buffed there, right? Armor King, got buffed. So considering that, considering like those characters getting buffed and Anna moving down, so like so the character strength, the difference between characters strength is reduced. Okay. And with Asuka's up back 1 plus 2, up back 1 plus 2 down, up back 1 plus 2 back. So I think up back 1 plus 2 down, this is a crouch cancel. Down back 1 plus 2, you can now gain the install by inputting 1 on hit. This is a new move, right? So so you can gain the install. I'm just gonna show you every change. Where is Asuka? I'm gonna show you like every change, right? Okay, let's look at the change they showed in the trailer. So like here, let me show you what is the change. You see, so she gets the install here. She gets the install, and look, you see, I told you guys, I told you this exists, right? Because Asuka in the trailer did not do this move instantly. This is guaranteed. This is still guaranteed. And I told you this is going to get a damage nerf, right? So this is, look, I told you guys. 17 damage, less damage. And the thing is, this move does not flip over anymore, right? So the OK is not there. So the OK is not there. Yeah, we can tank it more often. Exactly. So maybe if Asuka spams this like 5-6 times, it actually matters, right? If you hit like 5 or 6 of these, you're gonna take significantly less damage. Okay. Anyways, up back 1 plus 2. Okay, let's look at this move. Up back 1 plus 2. How does this look like? So this is the move. Look. Okay, what does this do? Okay, so this is a normal hit knockdown. She got like a 16 frame launcher, right? Why would she do a back 1 plus 2? Then she got a 16 frame launcher like that. Maybe this is where you can say you can mix your opponent up, right? With the cancels. Okay, anyways. Down 1 plus 2, down 3 plus 4. Cans 5 less damage on cans, guys. Okay, I'm gonna read from the top. So look, 5 less damage on cans. Therefore, to adjust to the tracking performance to make it more likely to hit opponents as stepping to the right. Okay, so better tracking on double forward to right. If your opponent goes for the side step right, you can like land this move. Running 1 plus 2 less damage. That like big blow, the high big blow that deals like 3 less damage. Can deal 5 less damage. So crouching down forward 3 hold. Okay, slower, less tip damage. Okay, this matters now. Okay, guys, look at this. Now, look, Mike. This is the proof that a 25 frame move or 24 frame move can sometimes work, right? So the sweep of Anna works. But look at this. This is now 29 frames. This is 3 frames slower. This is now 3 frames slower. So much easier to react to, and this move creates pushback. Now she cannot pressure you with this anymore, right? Like this. Even if I'm next to my opponent, look, you see, so she cannot pressure you with this anymore, and it feels like the move has less range. This move feels like has less range, you see. Look, so this move she cannot pressure you anymore after this, and this move is slower, deals less chip damage as well. You look at the chip damage, you see. This move being slower means you have more time to sidestep as well. Yeah, she can use it as a wall. So this is like a wall only move, right? But if you're in the open, right, or if you're on this stage, she cannot chase you down, right? And if you don't give her the launcher, it's going to be difficult, for her to, you can say, use this move, right? Because if she launches you, you go to the wall. Okay, crouching down forward 2. Okay. Okay, crouching down forward 3. Yeah, okay. This move. Now, up 1 plus 2. The combo damage scaling with area representation from 50% to 40%. Okay, so the jumping punch, right? So the damage scaling they have reduced from 50 to 40%. So she's going to deal 1/5 less damage on that move. Install running 1 plus 2. Less damage, So that running 1 plus 2 thing, during install it deals less damage as well. Neutral 1 plus 2. While rising 1. Expanded the downward hitbox to deal. Okay, so like better hitbox. So, this move deals less damage. This one. Yes, this move deals less damage, both with hit and without hit. You would like lose a big chunk here, right? But now, like this is still good damage. So, there is a thing. This move deals less damage as well. Wait. Okay. So while rising 1, crouching down, crouching 3 plus 4 3. Yeah, like this move is not that good, right? The jumping thing. I don't know why would someone use this. Crouching down forward 2. The distance from the opponent on count it has been reduced. Reduce the opponent's recovery time on counted by 8 frame and adjusted the frame advantage on counted from plus 25 to plus 17. All the moves with the start of to 17 frame will still function as rounded combos. The displayed frame advantage plus 25 made this interaction difficult to understand, so it has been adjusted. So this was actually not a nerf, but mainly the visual adjustment, right? So this thing, like